Hello Internet! This is Irina, the Siberian who's gone international. And since I move a lot nowadays, initially I was planning to make a video about how to make friends in a new city as an adult. But this morning something more interesting came up. This morning my friend sent me a link to the Instagram story of one girl, and that Instagram story was telling about a scam which is now used on Tinder, Bumble, and I guess other dating apps as well. I'm single now, so from time to time I do check out what's going on Bumble and Tinder, and well, that's it. And in general I think it's a good tool, and during my previous single period I did use these apps for a bit, and I did meet a few interesting people, though I still ended up finding my long-term boyfriend offline. But that's another story. I think I will leave my feedback on dating apps for another video if you're interested. But now let's focus on the scam that I found out about today. So that girl's Instagram story was telling about a scam which basically works in the following way. You match with a handsome guy on an app. And first you chat a bit, and then all of a sudden, he brings up a topic about cryptocurrencies, and he tells how much money he's making and how he's a trader now, sends you the graphs, and eventually says that you should try investing too. Then I'm not sure about the details, but probably they give you a link to some fake trading site where you just send your money and they end up being transferred to him, or maybe they ask for your login and password from the real trading site so that they could help you trade, but like the idea is that eventually your money goes to them while you're thinking that you're investing, that you're gonna get a profit and all of that, while being in one team with this handsome guy, having him as a mentor. So romantic, isn't it? And when I read it, it hit me. And then like all the dots got connected, because I've seen them over the last couple of months. It actually did happen to me that a couple of times, I don't know, maybe 3, maybe 4, I did match with handsome guys who turned out to be disappointingly boring and plain when it came to talking to them. Like, you match, then pretty quickly they ask for your phone number or for your like WhatsApp, and then in a bit broken English they start asking this super plain, unoriginal, boring questions like, what did you have for dinner, where do you work, what are you planning to do tonight, how was your day? And then when you try to make the conversation a little bit more interesting, to throw in some jokes, they just don't react. It's like, you know, the sense of humor, the irony, and them live in parallel universes which never intersect. So yeah, and then eventually they do throw in this message about cryptocurrencies. They're like, oh, I'm a crypto investor, I trade cryptocurrencies. And I remember I was even trying to throw in some jokes. I was like, yeah, cool, good for you, but you know, like, I probably should never come close to any cryptocurrencies after I tried investing in Dogecoin just for fun, right before it started declining, and then it never recovered. But I'm still waiting for my 100 euros to turn into 50,000. I'm not giving up. A funny, amazing joke in my opinion. But they like don't react, they just go back to their boring communication style, talking about how they trade and how much money they win. And I guess this is where their scenario stopped working on me, because apparently the plan is to impress you and this way make you talk to them more and more and more, but on me it had the totally opposite effect, because it was just repulsive. This sounds very repulsive because, well, you just started talking and the only thing the guy can talk about is how much money they're making, while also being super boring, which gives the impression that he has to compensate for the lack of personality or for something else with the talks about how much money he's making. Also, it makes you feel uncomfortable because it kind of implies that you are viewed as a person who can be lured in by the money. Oh, and also from that girl's story I found out that these types of scammers are really into sending shirtless selfies. I had long conversation with like 2 or 3 of them, and only 1 out of all of them was into sending shirtless selfies. And again, it had an opposite effect on me. Jesus, I'm such a bad scam victim. I mean, apparently, the idea is to show you a fit guy to keep you interested, but the problem with their strategy is that it has an opposite effect because, well, sending shirtless mirror selfies or like shirtless selfies from the gym, it's a pretty cringy behavior for a guy. And it gives a huge red flag that apparently the guy is not really smart. So that's why it's not really working. Well, at least on me, I don't know. A random tip for the guys. If you're using the dating apps, do not upload those shirtless mirror selfies. I mean, even if you're wearing a t-shirt and you have a good body, we can see that. We can see it even through the t-shirt. Trust me, we can. But if you like really cannot live without that, and if you really want to show off your body, at least upload a picture from the beach where it makes sense. But shirtless mirror selfies? No. By the way, when it comes to these scammers, apparently they just steal pictures from the internet, it's not their own. And while their picture selection is okay, they really should improve their scripts, because no matter how hot is the person on the picture that you're using, if it's followed by a boring, cringy, stupid conversation, you're gonna lose like 95% of the victims. Guys, you need to improve your processes. You're not being efficient. I remember I was literally in pain when I was texting with this, well, I thought a cute guy, and all his messages were like, well, each next one was more boring than the previous one. And then he kept going about, oh my god, I'm trading, oh, I made so much money yesterday and I'm gonna trade today, the trend is looking good, so I'm gonna do that. And I was just like, why? Why do you have to be so cute but have such a boring, repulsive personality which cannot even be overlooked, no matter how good looking you are? Hey, but that picture is probably stolen, right? So the guy in the picture might actually still have a good personality too. Hey dude, if by any chance you're watching this video, text me, okay? Anyway, the mystery is solved. And I'm so glad I found out about this, because for a couple of months I was living in a very confused state about like, why there's so many handsome guys with such cringy, weird behavior? But now I know, and now I will not waste my time anymore on speaking with these crypto investors. The moral of the story: being picky and judgmental saves you from the scammers. I mean, because I was repulsed by them being boring and flexing their profits and muscles, I was losing interest really fast, and I would not talk to them for more than a day or two, so they never had a chance to use their scam scheme on me. I hope the story maybe will help some people to not fall victims of such scammers, or at least you were entertained while listening to it. Let me know if you want to hear about my experience using dating apps. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in my next video, hopefully next week. Bye!